Hello everyone. So episode 3 completely changes the audience perception of Gali while pushing Orna deeper into dangerous web of secrets, criminal connections and political manipulation. What initially seemed like the story of an innocent woman falsely imprisoned in Russia now becomes far more morally complicated as Orna slowly realizes her daughter may have been hiding an entirely different life from her family. The episode begins with Orna meeting Yakir, a former commander from Gali's military intelligence unit, hoping to identify the mysterious man connected to the fake password she discovered earlier. Orna shows him an old unit photograph. Yakir identifies the men as Effie, Mozi, Boaz, and Dodi, giving Orna her first real lead into Gali's hidden world. But the conversation quickly becomes even more shocking when Yakir reveals that Gali only served 1 year in the army before being discharged for insubordination, not the full 3 years she claimed to her family. This revelation completely shakes Orna because it means Gali spent 2 years pretending to still be in the military while secretly living another life. Yakir explains that Gali constantly questioned authority and openly challenged unfair practices inside the unit. After a superior officer stole credit for one of her ideas, Gali filed a complaint against him, which eventually led to her dismissal. The story paints Gali as both principled and rebellious, but it also confirms that lying to her family came naturally to her. As the episode continues, more disturbing details emerge about Gali's personality. Orna learns that her daughter knew about her affair with Dory while Benny was terminally ill, and even spoke about it to others behind her back. Orna also remembers an unsettling incident where Gali secretly sedated her sick father with multiple sleeping pills against his wishes simply because she believed it would make life easier for everyone. The moment is important because it reveals Gali's willingness to manipulate people if she believed the outcome justified it. The biggest turning point of the episode comes when Yaki tells Orna about Maus Atara, a former military officer turned drug and weapon smuggler. According to Yakir, Gali ignored repetitive warnings and began working for Atara after leaving the army. Not only that, but the two allegedly became romantically involved despite a massive age gap. Determined to find answer, Orna and Dory tracked Attar down using intelligence tricks, including hacking his ex-wife's phone to discover his location. When Orna finally confronts Attar, he initially refuses to speak, but everything changes after she mentions a matching tattoo shared by him and Gali, a snake climbing ladder. The tattoo proves they were once lovers, and Attar finally reveals what he claims is the truth about Gali. According to him, Gali abandoned him after he was imprisoned for smuggling and eventually took over his criminal network herself using Russian contacts. He further suggests that the men from the army photo Effie, Dudi, and Boaz may have been killed because of her. This revelation radically changes the tone of the entire series. Up until now, Orna and the audience largely believed Gali was an innocent victim trapped in political conspiracy. But episode 3 introduces the possibility that Gali may genuinely be involved in organized crime, smuggling, and even murder. At the same time, the show carefully leaves room for doubt. There are hints that Gali could have secretly been operating undercover for Israeli intelligence, and the government itself may be hiding the truth. Parallel to the criminal investigation, the episode also explored Orna's growing emotional and moral exhaustion. Her opportunistic sister-in-law Tamara suddenly reappears, not out of concern for Gali, but because a politician husband wants to use the family tragedy for publicity before an election. Realizing they desperately need financial support, Orna agrees to publicly support them, but only if they pay her. It's a subtle but uh, important moment because it reveals that Orna herself is capable of manipulation when survival demands it. The episode's final scene delivers its biggest cliffhanger. Ever since Gali's arrest became public, Orna has been harassed by prank callers pretending that they can help her daughter. So when another unknown man calls claiming he can protect Gali from the Russians, Orna immediately assumes it's another cruel joke. But this time the caller hands the phone to uh, Gali herself, proving the call is real and that it's coming directly from Russia. The mysterious man in question tells Orna that the Israeli government has been lying to her and gives her an address where she can supposedly learn the truth. His identity remains unknown, but he appears powerful enough to arrange direct contact with Gali inside a Russian prison. Whether he is truly a lawyer, a criminal associate, or someone connected to intelligence agencies remains to be seen. But by the end of episode 3, Unconditional transforms from a straight political thriller into something far murkier and more psychologically complex. The central mystery is no longer just whether Orna can save her daughter, it's whether Gali is actually the innocent victim Orna desperately wants her to be. Thank you for watching. Bye.